if you know what I mean. Dishing out the truth about the royal scene with a fist of fire and a voice so keen. Hitting hard with those altar bridge vibes, no sugarcoating, no false alibis. Tearing down the lies she despised. Yorkshire lass with fire in her eyes. Steph don't play, she holds the line. Shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign. Fearless and bold with a soul that shines. In a sea of fake, she's a beacon bright, unraveling the drama without a fright. Armored with honesty, ready to fight. Injustice quivers at her sight. Unbreakable will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Steph's world, truth is intertwined. Steph don't play, she holds the line. Shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign. Fearless and bold with a soul that shines. Will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Steph's world, truth is intertwined. Steph don't play, she holds the line. Shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign. Fearless and bold with a soul that shines.
Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Daily Nerd Live for Sunday the 19th of October. Did I say August then? What the deuce? 19th of October 2025. And let me give you a little bit of a quick rundown as to what you guys should be expecting for today's Daily Nerd Live, because it is a little bit of a special one. Usually I do anywhere between 3 to 4 stories a live stream. This one though is all based on the one topic, and it's this. Megxie and Azza's titles are being targeted next by Prince William after he got Prince Andrew's titles removed. How is Prince William now going to remove Azza and Megxie's titles after Andrew's lost his? Oh, we're going to go through it all, you guys. So first and foremost, we're going to get into what has actually happened, because a lot of what you guys have been hearing, right, is the very basic. So we're really going to get into the actual removal of Prince Andrew's titles and what this means. Then next up, we're going to get into the royal reactions of it all. And this is where Prince William then enters the narrative. After that, yeah, this is when Azza and Megxie enter the narrative. Their title terrors begin. Because, yeah, it looks like this is where the title terror really starts for Azza and Megxie. And so we're going to get into the Megxie and Azza of it all. And then finally, we're going to get on to Prince William's revenge. because as I'm going to go through all the information with you guys, you're going to see that Prince William has actually been the main driving force behind Prince Andrew's title removals. And the same could be said for the future title removals of Hazza and Megxie. So that is what we're going to get through for today's Daily Nerd Live for Sunday the 19th of October 2025. A few housekeeping bits though before we get into it. For those that are watching on the replay, fast forward 10-15 minutes and I will have started the topic for today's live stream. Couple of things though. Firstly, you'll have seen that for the last few days I have been offline. For those that don't know, I was in Italy last week, an emergency fly out for my family, for my granddad. It's not looking good, guys. I'm going to be very, very honest with you. And I just needed a couple of mental health days away from the internet. There were little bits that I were doing behind the scenes, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I just needed an absolute break. So thank you to everyone for all your compassion and your well wishes and your kind thoughts and very, very cute messages that I've been getting behind the scenes. You guys are amazing. So thank you so, so much for that. But it is what it is. We get on with it, right, guys? So yeah, I needed a few days off. So that's where I've been. A few days off away. I called them mental health days off. Thought that was pretty pithy, to be fair. But guys, a couple of other things. Oh my goodness. You might be thinking, hang on a minute, what is Steph wearing here? I am wearing the ShamWow Guys hoodie. This thing is so soft and so cool and really warm as well, to be fair. And why do I have that ShamWow Guys hoodie? I'm just going to put it out there. He's a good mate of mine. I've been helping him behind the scenes a little bit with his channel, the ShamWow Guy. Guys, seriously, I'm not talking out of my ass here. You guys know that, right? I never talk out of my ass. But you have to go on to the ShamWow Guys channel, right? If you want a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of, laughing your tits off, you got to go to this guy. He is absolutely hilarious as hell. His name's Vince, and he's a lovely dude. He's a lovely dude. He sent me this as a little thank you, and he just released a couple of days ago Walkbusters music video, a parody. It is as awesome as it sounds. It really, really is. Watch this video. Thank me later. And isn't it sweet? He sent me this as well. Look at this. He says, to Stef The Alter Nerd, thanks for wowing me in the world. And he signed it as well. So I'm going to get this, put in a frame and hung up in the office because this is freaking awesome. I'm loving it. So that's that. Also as well, speaking of other channels, if you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to my second channel, Political Nerds, for even more content from my lovely self, because tomorrow at 6 o'clock UK time, which is going to be about 1 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to be going live for an emergency red alert broadcast. Again, tomorrow, 6 o'clock UK time, 1 o'clock Eastern. This whole Chinese spy court scandal situation going on, case scandal, it's just got a heck of a lot worse for Starmer. And even more information is coming in right now that I'm collating at the moment for tomorrow's Red Alert broadcast. You are not going to believe your eyeballs and your ear holes as to what I'm going to bring to you guys tomorrow on that stream. And let me put it this way. How the hell has he not resigned? How the hell is he not resigned? I'm absolutely like, what the frick? So, stay tuned. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock UK time, 1 o'clock Eastern, Political Nerds, an emergency red alert broadcast. You need to know what the hell is going on. It is scary as hell. So there we go on that. A couple of thank yous before we crack on. Aussie Queen of the Roos, thank you so much for the cute $3.99 sugar bucks. I love it, love it, love it. And yes, I got this fixed. Yay! And my favourite, the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts, Fighting Arts doggy. I love it, love it, love it. For those that don't know, this is a ginger doggy, and there are hearts coming from the doggy, and when you lift the tail off from the doggy, what's directly underneath? The butthole. Therefore, this is a Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. You'll never be able to ever unsee it ever again. You are so very welcome. Also, as well, Carol, thank you so much for gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of Carol. And just to make you guys aware, the September leader-only stream, as you guys will be aware, that has been pushed back because of everything that's been going on with my family in Italy. But I am primed to do the leader-only stream next Sunday, this time next week. So all you leaders, stay tuned for that. I'm also primed to look at doing my birthday stream next Friday. Again, I was in Italy at the time whilst my birthday happened, and, you know, my granddad being ill and everything, it was just not the time or place, do you know what I mean, to celebrate my birthday. And I explained that to you guys, and you guys have been really, really understanding on that. So next Friday should be the birthday bonanza as well. Finally celebrate my birthday with you guys. So stay tuned for that as well. And Aussie, Queen of the Roos, yes, I actually made a note of this, but thank you so much for bringing it up. I hope you got my PayPal, Steph. Yes, I did. It was so freaking kind of you, mate. So thank you so much. And for the extra sugar bucks as well. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you. Carol, thank you so much for the $4.99 sugar bucks, saying for your future equipment. Oh, yeah. Moira Vesti, thank you so much for the £5 sugar bucks, saying thank you for all you do. Well, thank you for everything that you do as well. And for all you guys watching right now, supporting me in this channel, in this community, you guys are amazing. So thank you so much. Mic Drop Lisa. Hey up, Mic Drop Lisa. How's it going? Appreciate you. Hope to see you this time next week for the leader only stream. The General in the chat. Hey up, General, I salute you with the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. I love it. Thank you. And gifting another leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of the General. And that only means one thing. Woo! The gifting wars have officially begun. So thank you so much to the General for kicking off today's gifting wars. Appreciate you first, mate. Thank you so much. Moira, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks. That's very kind of you. Ms. M, thank you so much for gifting a leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, not only to the General, but also as well to Ms. M. That takes us to 3 new leaders for today's stream. We're just 2 more away from the round. 5 new leaders for today's stream. So who else is going to pick up that sword and shield and be like, this ain't how you do a gifting war. No. This is how you do a gifting war, guys. We may soon find out. Patty. Oh, Patty, thank you so much for that very kind $4 sugar bucks with the Mr. Green Blob being like, here's a cup of Jojo. That'll do for me. Well, I do like, if I'm going to be honest with you, I'm really getting into hot chocolates. Like, proper getting into it. Like, I got the Velvetizer from Hotel Chocolat and everything. And when I'm working behind the scenes and, you know, I'm in the studio setting up stories and whatnot, I'll be there with, like, my cup of hot chocolate, and it's just... oh, it's just heaven, guys. It really is. I love the stuff. So yeah, I'm liking that super chat sticker. I really am. Angela, hey up, Angela. Thank you so much for that very generous $10 sugar bucks. My goodness. Hey up, nerds. Hey up, Angela. How's it going? Thank you. And Maggie, oh Maggie, thank you so much for that very wonderful and kind $2 sugar bucks, saying thank you for all your hard work. Well, thank you for your support. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. With that being said, guys, I'm going to take this off because it is getting a little bit warm in here, and I do have a jumper underneath as well, to be fair. So let me just take this off. But it just proves how warm this thing is. It's so cool, and it's so comfy as well, and really just flexible and everything. So there you go. I'm going to take that off. And yeah, here we go, because, yeah, Prince Andrew has lost his titles. Guess what? There's two people at Montecito Royale now that are shitting themselves. I'm telling you this right now. Now, let's get into the first part, okay, of what's happened. And whilst I'm going through all of this, if anyone is able to send any other sugar bucks, super chat stickers, member only chats, jump into today's gifting wars. I will get to you guys as and when I can whilst I go through this whole story, and it's a massive one. That's why this whole stream is dedicated to this. So let's go. Okay, so here, firstly, we've got Andrew's statement right here, and it says the following. In discussion with the King and my immediate and wider family, we have concluded the continued accusations about me distract from the work of His Majesty and the royal family. I've decided, as I always have, to put my duty to my family and country first. I stand by my decision 5 years ago to stand back from public life, which, to be fair, he did initially, but he's tried to worm his way back in. Remember the most recent royal outing, where he's there, stood front and centre, first and foremost with Prince William and Princess Catherine, and he's trying to talk to them. Prince William and Princess Catherine know the cameras are on them, so they don't say out. Yeah? He's tried to get back in. So him turning round and saying he stands by his decision 5 years ago to stand back from public life, firstly, is a load of BS, right? As far as I'm concerned. He then goes on to say, with His Majesty's agreement, we feel I must now go a step further. I will therefore no longer use my title or the honours which have been conferred upon me. As I've previously said, I vigorously deny the accusations against me. Now, in terms of the accusations that are against him, when it comes to Virginia Giuffre and the Jeffrey Epstein situation, I have long said that I don't believe Virginia Giuffre. And I actually did a video a few years ago, actually kind of outlining why I don't believe her and providing you with some evidence as well, okay, to support my belief. Now, I'm big enough to admit it. From everything that has been coming out over the last couple of days and reading Andrew Lowney's book entitled, yeah, I'm starting to think that something is wrong with Prince Andrew and that something insidious did happen and that Prince Andrew was aware of it and that he knew and that he actively participated, knowing what he was doing was wrong. I'm starting to be like, yeah, all right, it's just too much even for me now to be like, yeah, something's wrong with this picture. Does that make sense, right? So, with that being said, okay, here is the Daily Mail article, going in a little bit further, saying that he'll no longer be known as the Duke of York, but also he was stepping down from the membership of the Order of the Garter, which is the country's most ancient order of chivalry. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Prince Andrew was given the Order of the Garter by Queen Elizabeth II, and it was Queen Elizabeth II's way of publicly saying that she's still standing by Prince Andrew amidst all the allegations that were against him at that time. I mean, there's more now, right? But that now to be taken away, oh, that's got to sting, right? Now, he's also going to relinquish his position as Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victoria Order, but he will remain a prince, having been born the son of Queen Elizabeth. And, you know, when it comes to Prince Harry, I've always said this, take away his titles. But when it comes to Prince, you don't take that away as far as I'm concerned, because he was born a prince. That's who he is. He's a blood prince. To me, you can't take that away. Even I'll be fair and say that. Do you know what I mean, guys? Now, Sarah Ferguson is now known as Sarah Ferguson. Her Duchess of York title is gone. Megsy's got to be sweating at that one, right, guys? And so it's understood that the king, who was believed to have spoken to Prince Andrew by phone from Scotland about the issue, feels glad at the outcome. A source saying that something had to be done. Now, Prince Andrew continues to deny all the allegations, right? But let's go a little bit more into detail about what's actually happened, because it is a little technical. But here, Rafe Haydel Manku breaks it down in this post, because again, the headline is Prince Andrew's lost the Duke of York title, but there's more to it, okay? So he's not been formally stripped of his titles. Legally, he remains His Royal Highness the Prince Andrew, Duke of York, Earl of Inverness, Baron Killalea, KG, GCVO. He has, however, agreed that he will not use or be known by any of these titles, styles and honours. The most recent precedent for this would be the current Queen, who, after marrying the King, the then Prince of Wales, legally became the Princess of Wales. But we all know what happened there. She could have technically used the Princess of Wales title, but out of respect of Princess Diana, she didn't use that title. Instead, she was known as the Duchess of Cornwall before she then became Queen Camilla. Does that make sense? Okay. So he then turns around and says that only Parliament can strip Prince Andrew of his dukedom. This has not been done since the Titles Deprivation Act of 1917, which removed peerages from individuals who were deemed enemies of the United Kingdom during the Great War. Stripping Prince Andrew of his dukedom might be considered at a future date should further scandals emerge. However, the government and Parliament would need to be convinced that it's worth spending valuable parliamentary time to pass such an act. Now, just on a little side note here, and if you want more information, go onto my second channel, Political Nerds, but Keir Starmer might actually do that, just to try and shift the spotlight from his scandals to the royal family and Andrew's scandals. You see where I'm coming from? So they might do it anyway, to be fair. Anywho, let's continue, okay? So Prince Andrew can't take the initiative himself and disclaim his peerage, as peerages of first creation cannot be disclaimed. So in other words, a person cannot disclaim a peerage created for them. The heir to a peerage can disclaim a peerage upon succeeding to the title, but this must be done within the first 12 months of succeeding. So that time frame's out, right? And so could Prince Andrew lose the title of prince? So here, King George V in 1917 created a special letters patent that defined who was entitled to the dignity of prince. This was to strip the style from German relations who had supported the enemy back in World War I. Prince Andrew could be stripped of his title of prince if letters patent were issued to this effect. A royal warrant could also be passed to this effect. So, in other words, Prince Andrew could technically lose the title of prince as well, but King Charles would have to do something similar to what King George V did back in 1917, which is to create a letters patent that would officially remove the prince title from Andrew, okay? So in 1919, King George V issued a royal warrant granting Princess Patricia of Connaught, upon homage to Sir Alexander Ramsay, the right to relinquish the style of Royal Highness and the title of Princess, and to assume the style of Lady Victoria Patricia Helena Elizabeth Ramsay. Bit of a mouthful, but there you go. The most noble order of the Garter and the Royal Victorian Order are two honours which are entirely within the personal gift of the sovereign. In other words, unlike the Order of the British Empire or the Order of St. Michael and St. George, the British state has no influence over who receives these honours. The only person that has the influence is the monarch himself or herself, right? So the king could formally strip these two knighthoods from his brother on the grounds of bringing the orders into disrepute. But this is a step usually taken only in cases of criminal conviction, treason, or being an enemy of the nation. So, example, Emperor Hirohito of Japan was stripped of the Garter during World War II, but later readmitted. So, it is a little bit on the technical side, but that is actually what has happened to Prince Andrew and all his titles, explained quite efficiently and very, very well by Rafe Haydel Manku. Now, let's get into the royal reactions of it all, right? Because royal commentator Jenny Bond reacted to Prince Andrew's statement right here. And she said the following.
Andrew has been forcibly lowered onto the sword onto which he has ended up. I think the statement actually shows that he is arrogant to the end. He does not utter a word of contrition or apology. He does repeat, as he always has, that he's vigorously denied all the accusations against him. And yet there's no word of contrition about the damage that it has brought to his family and his country. He says he's always put his family and country first. Well, has he? Has he really? Do his actions suggest that? I mean, let's look at how he lied to Newsnight. He did not cut off all relations with Jeffrey Epstein. He wrote to him a few weeks later and said, let's play some more soon, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Yeah. And that was the first bit, actually, guys. When I saw that email being leaked and reported all over news, where Andrew at the end says to Epstein something along the lines of, you know, let's play some more next time. There I was thinking, hang on a minute. Do you know what? Admittedly, I might have got this wrong. And there's smoke here. And where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Do you know what I mean? This Jenny Bond's right. You look at Prince Andrew's statement and there's no contrition. He's still very arrogant about it all. There's no like apology for the disrepute that he's put the royal family in. None at all. There's still an arrogance to him all. And since he lost his titles, yeah, guys, it has got even worse for Prince Andrew, suggesting that he's not put the country first as he declares in his statement, because there's rumours that there's been a conspiracy to commit misconduct in office. In other words, apparently Prince Andrew asked his taxpayer-funded Met Police bodyguard, so his bodyguard was funded by myself and a lot of you British alter nerds out there, right? And he asks his bodyguard, funded by us, allegedly, to try and obtain dirt on Virginia Giuffre. Why would you want to obtain dirt on someone if you're innocent? If you're innocent, then the evidence that you've got should speak for itself. You shouldn't have to obtain dirt on the person that's making the accusations, right? Now, former Met Police Detective Peter Blexley reacts to this by saying the following. Here we go.
I'll come to you very briefly about this part of the Met being allegedly embroiled in it. Of course, the story is that Prince Andrew used his Met bodyguard to investigate, allegedly, Virginia Giuffre. How damaging would this be if the Met are found to be embroiled in this?
Well, the facts as laid out by the headline in the newspaper, and we'd need to get behind that headline and be made privy to a lot more detail. If those facts as the headline lays them out, it would appear that there has been a conspiracy to commit misconduct in public office, insomuch as that if Prince Andrew did ask a close protection officer to access, say, for example, public systems to see if they could obtain any information, that would fit within that kind of context.
Indeed. And how would the Met release this to the public? Would this be some sort of investigation that would have to be opened and then the public might find out that way? What sort of processes would have to go into it?
Every keystroke leaves a trace, but of course that's depending on how long ago the systems are accessed, if they're still maintained, if they haven't been sent to the bottom of an ocean, for example. So if there is a possibility that any such databases can be debriefed and evidence can be gathered, then I'm sure the pressure on the Met will be huge to try and do that.
Yeah, we need to know more about this. We need to know what the hell he's been doing. And if this did actually happen, where he tried to obtain dirt on Virginia Giuffre by using a taxpayer-funded Met Police bodyguard. Now, before we go any further, a couple of thank yous. My goodness, your support is coming in thick and fast. Jean Rick, 49 months as a leader. My goodness, time flies when we're having fun, doesn't it, love? Thank you so much. Celebrating 49 months, sweet. Yes, nearly to the big 5. Oh my goodness, one of the proper OGs there. And thank you for the Ginny Doggy Fine Arts moment. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you. And gifting 1 leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leader, courtesy of one of the OGs herself, Jean Rick. Jimbo, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership, saying, glad to see Andrew has gone, but we need Haz and Megs to go now. That's coming up. Okay, that is coming up. I've got the receipts to show that this is not the end, that this is actually setting a precedent to remove Hazard and Megs' titles as well. Stay tuned. I'm going to go on to all of that shortly. Aussie Queen of the Roos, thank you so much for jumping into today's Gifting Wars, gifting 1 leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leader, courtesy of Aussie Queen of the Roos. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. With that being said, let's crack on with more of the royal reactions, because as you can appreciate, Andrew Lowney, oh my goodness, he has been definitely making the rounds all over mainstream media and whatnot. As you can expect, because he's just released a book the last couple of months called Entitled, which is an expose on both Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. And oh my goodness, you've got to read that book. That book is essential reading. It is insane if it's true what Andrew and Sarah have freaking got away with over the years and still continue to get away with to this day. It's freaking insane. Now, this is the thing. Will the removal of these titles work? Well, Andrew Lowney here says the following. Here we go.
I also don't think the King was instrumental in this decision. It was very much pushed by William and the government. So, I think this is just a little bit of smoke and mirrors at the moment. He's still in the line of succession. He's still on the royal website. I'm sure he'll still be driving his cars saying the Duke of DOY on them. And we have to remember that time and time again, both he and Sarah Ferguson had lost their HRH, but they continue to use them. She for commercial purposes. So, I think this is an attempt to deal with the problem, but I'm not sure it's going to be sufficient for public opinion.
So it's a fudge?
Yes.
So Andrew Lowney is saying that this is a fudge, that this really isn't like, what would you call it? Like a disciplinarian act against Prince Andrew at all. It's just a fudge. It's just all smoke and mirrors as far as he's concerned, right? Now, notice how Andrew Lowney turned round and slipped Prince William in there, saying this was more pushed for by Prince William and the government rather than the King. Because here, right, we've got also Afua, how do you pronounce her name? Afua Hagen. If I've mispronounced her name, my goodness, I do apologise here. But here, she tells Sky News that it is most likely that, amongst others, it was Prince William that likely piled on the pressure for Prince Andrew to lose his titles. Here we go.
This is not something that Prince Andrew would want to do. When he relinquished his royal duties, when he gave up being a working royal, that was at the behest of Queen Elizabeth II. That's not something that he would want to do at all. I definitely think he would have clung on to these titles with his fingernails, would be fighting tooth and nail to keep them. I think King Charles III and Prince William piled on the pressure and said, look, either we do it this way, or we go through the very long, convoluted route in Parliament where we remove your titles from you. And he wouldn't want further embarrassment to him, yes, to the family, but to him, right? And so I think definitely this is not something he would want to do, but a proposition was put to him that this is what we're going to do, this is what's going to happen. We do it the easy way or we do it the hard way. And he chose the easy way.
Yeah. Now this, guys, is backed up by royal historian Kate Williams. So you're not just hearing from Andrew Lowney, right? You're not just hearing from Afua Hagen. another journalist, but you're also hearing from a royal historian, okay, Kate Williams. Here we go.
Prince William particularly is driving this. He's very unhappy about Prince Andrew, thinks he's totally damaging to the royal band, obviously, especially when the royal family are trying to talk about early childhood, trying to talk about young people, everything that the Prince's Trust does for young people. How can we possibly have someone like Prince Andrew, who seems to be so much part of the royal family, when we consider his closeness to Epstein and involvement with the very sad, with exactly what happened to Mrs. Giuffre as well. So I think that, and this has been long overdue. It's been talked about for a long time, and I think that I almost think, Chris, that the fallout's only just been beginning. Is he going to be moved out of Royal Lodge? Are we going to stop seeing him in royal engagements? King Charles's 80th birthday will be coming up in a not too long. Is I presume Andrew will be off the balcony. He's going to be nowhere near, and I think really this is the beginning of him being pushed out very much of the working royal family. He's already out of the working royal family, but pushed out of the actual personal family royal family as well.
And now that Prince Andrew is out, Sunday Times royal editor Roya Nicker says that, you know, not only have you been hearing that Prince William has been the main driving force for Prince Andrew to lose his titles, essentially, but you've got a royal editor now, okay? So I'm giving you different perspectives, but from different types of people that are quite extremely relevant here, okay? So here you've got a royal editor of the Sunday Times, Roya Nicker, saying that Prince William still has other options, or as she puts it, other levers to pull. Here we go.
Right back from 2019, when he was forced to step back from public duties after that awful Newsnight interview, William was very much consulted then. You know, both William and the King, the now King, were furious about that. He gave that interview when Charles was on overseas manoeuvres. And, you know, William could sort of see the writing on the wall back then. He's always, and I've written this, he's always considered Andrew a threat, a reputational threat and risk to the monarchy.
But Prince William has also considered Hazard and Megxie to also be a threat towards the monarchy. And we're going to get onto the Megxie and Hazard of it all in a moment, so stay tuned.
And that has only been borne out as the years have gone by. So he's been very closely involved, but I suspect there may be some further levers that William can pull in the future and will.
Insofar as it's possible, Roya, what would you say is the level of damage that Prince Andrew has caused to the royal family?
I would say pretty catastrophic and undoable damage that he's caused to the monarchy. I think if you were to take, you know, if you were to compare polls to what the monarchy stands for and what the public think of the monarchy before all of this started rumbling, and this has been going on since 2010, really, since, you know, Epstein was convicted and all those photos came out. I think Prince Andrew has done such damage to the monarchy because despite all the brilliant work all of them do, and a lot, you know, the King does a lot of laudable work in lots of sectors, so does William, the Queen, the Duchess of Edinburgh, both long-standing campaigners on victims of sexual abuse. This has cast such a long shadow over all their work.
Yeah, it has. And so here, right, is the part of the Daily Nerd live stream where the title terror really starts for Hazard and Megxie. And so let's get on to that now. So thanks to Sonia Patterson on X for sharing a little bit of this article, right, from Lee Cohen on GB News. And essentially, it's a case of Andrew's out, the Sussexes must be next. That is the whole premise of this article. So reading a little bit here, Lee Cohen says, nevertheless, all avenues must be pursued. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex should be next. Their 2020 abandonment of the United Kingdom for Hollywood was a premeditated dagger to the Crown's heart. A betrayal amplified by their grotesque Oprah tell-all, which smeared the family in a beloved institution with baseless slurs. Megxie's shameless flaunting of discarded HRH on gaudy gifts paired with her crass money-grabbing lifestyle brand spits on the royal legacy and the promises she made to the late Queen. Their relentless media circus in America, crowned by a Netflix deal peddling half-truths, has turned global admiration into ridicule and derision. Their catalogue of offences includes calculated assault on tradition, the monetisation of royal privilege, the kind of public humiliation that no quiet service or charitable gesture can undo. The monarch's prerogative may suspend their use of HRH, but cannot unilaterally revoke peerage titles without an act of parliament, a power last exercised over a century ago. The Sussex conduct does not justify legislative action. What would? Parliament must now consider whether the laws governing the monarchy have kept pace with the public's expectations. The monarchy's dignity and future should not be held hostage by outdated legal constraints or the reluctance to act. I've got to agree with that, don't you? The Crown's survival is closely tied to continued public consent and popularity. Its integrity demands decisive action. The black sheep amongst its ranks do little to detract from its dutiful stalwarts. Yet the Sussex's latest provocations, legal proceedings, media blitzes and fake royal tours mock all the efforts that the royal family are trying to do. While their lack of integrity may prevent them from voluntarily surrendering their titles, the future of the monarchy would only benefit from their removal. If that requires new legislation, then Parliament must act. Andrew's surrender of titles and honours is a necessary first step. The Sussex's deliberate malfeasance and betrayal demand no less. Exercise all the royal villains, let the crown heal and prosper. They're true words if I've ever heard them. Do you know what I mean? Now, Nana Akua, if I've mispronounced the name, again, I apologise, on GB News, she actually goes one step further here, right? So let's listen to a few seconds of her here right now.
Of course, here's Prince Andrew. The royal who apparently can't sweat will no longer be known as the Duke of York after agreeing with the King that continued accusations around the paedophile late Jeffrey Epstein have become a distraction. Now, the way Andrew's framing it is as though it was actually his own decision, but we all know that it probably wasn't. The King had to do something to distance himself from him. And it means that Sarah Ferguson will no longer be known as the Duchess of York, but her kids will retain their titles as princesses, and Andrew will, however, still remain Prince. Well, you see, that is what the King should do with Prince Harry. That way, Meghan Markle will no longer be the Duchess of Sussex, a place she is unlikely to visit, as by all accounts she has refused to set foot in the UK ever again. Not even sure she actually knows where Sussex is.
I've been to Sussex more times than Megxie. I'm not the Duchess of Sussex. Do you know what I mean, guys? And this is the thing. If you were to believe the rumours, Hazza and Megxie were actually offered to give up their titles, allegedly at the Sandringham Summit. Here, Teresa Longo fans at Barkjack_ on X said, look what we revealed to followers back on December the 4th, 2023, about Harry and Meghan being offered the chance to give up their titles too. And here we go. They say 100% the royal family gave them the chance to give back their gifted titles too, i.e. the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but they didn't. Megxit, it was presented to Hazza and Megxie. They have the option to fully renounce their line of succession and titles, but they did not. I find that so interesting. It was a graceful way the royal family encouraged a respectful departure. But this is the thing. Now that Prince Andrew, for want of a better phrase, has lost his titles, as Nancy Sidley from the Sidley twins says, this does not bode well for Hazza and Megxie at all. It really, really doesn't. And she says, wow, good for him in terms of Prince Andrew giving up his titles, losing them, that kind of thing. She then says this does not bode well for the Harkles because a precedent has been set now. And ultimately, this is a living, breathing nightmare scenario for Hazza and Megxie. Their title terror has started now. As Maddie Keeping Tune says right here on X, Tom Sykes admits that Prince Hazza is privately using HRH frequently in defiance of any Sandringham agreement. This agreement was a gentleman's agreement where integrity was central with dignity in such a role. It was guaranteed to uphold it. Hazza and Megxie had none and tossed it out. The difference King Charles has done this time with Prince Andrew is an abeyance, which is legally binding buried title in all respects. This can't be abused. So this is where the precedent has now been set. The titles that Prince Andrew has lost and now are in abeyance, so we can't use them anymore, even if he wanted to, right? Legally, he can't do that. A precedent has now been set. So T minus 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, when I can actually freaking count backwards, right, guys? For Hazard and Meg's titles to now also be put into an abeyance. If they can do it with Prince Andrew, oh, they're going to be doing it with Hazard and Meg's as well. I'm going to get on to Prince William's revenge shortly and how he's going to do it, so stay tuned for that. But as Mary Keeping Tune then says, this is what Hazard and Megxie have to look forward to with no interference, and if they challenge it, they'll have to deal with an act from Parliament. Sadly, they can't call it racism, as it's now precedent to a white man in the royal family and about a lack of integrity holding a title, nothing else. Because they could have made the argument before all this kicked off, right, that if their titles were removed, that they'd be like, look, this is another example of how evil the royal family are, how racist the royal family are. Oh, no, sorry, how unconsciously biased the royal family are, however they want to freaking, you know, put a lipstick on a pig. Do you know what I mean, guys? But they can't do that anymore. Because Prince Andrew has now lost his titles. And last time I checked, he's white. So when the royal family make their move and take Hazard and Meg's titles away, Megxie can't turn around and say they did it because they're racist. Because the first time they did it was with Prince Andrew. And like I said, last time I checked, dude is white. Do you know what I mean? Before we continue any further, Chris Mills, thank you so much for that very wonderful £10 sugar bucks. Thank you so much. Saying, so glad to see you back, Steph. I'm glad I'm back. Like I said at the beginning, I needed to have a few days, like mental health days, away from the internet and all that lot. I was doing stuff behind the scenes, don't get me wrong, but after the week I had last week in Italy and with my family and everything, I just needed a few days away just to shut off, and it definitely was what the doctor ordered. So thank you so much for all you guys' understanding whilst I was away for a few days. But yes, I am definitely glad to be back. So thank you so much, Chris, for that comment. It's very, very kind of you. But before we get on to Prince William's revenge, Queer Lips of Truth says something here that I wanted to point out to you guys. Megxie is now aware that even if she divorces Prince Harry, the Sussex title is not safe for her. Because as Prince Andrew has lost his title, Sarah Ferguson has also lost her title as well, the Duchess of Sussex. The Duchess of York. Sarah Ferguson cannot be titled or known anymore as the Duchess of York. It's gone. It's gone. So there's now precedent for when Hazard loses his title that Megxie automatically will lose her title as well. And so let's get on to Prince William's revenge, because we have seen, as I've pointed out to you with all the receipts, that Prince William has been the main driving force behind Prince Andrew's title removals. And the same could be said for the future title removals of Hazard and Megxie. Because as I've been reporting over the past few months, there are rumblings that action is being taken behind the scenes to deal with the Hazard and Megxie problem. In particular, removing their titles as well. Firstly, as I get my breath back, I don't know what I said. You know, it's as if I've never streamed before. What the douche, right? Let's get into it. After Hazard's reunion with King Charles last month, Prince William, who again was the architect behind stripping Andrew of his titles, is now determined more than ever to also exile Hazard as well, right? Because it's not just Andrew has his titles removed and that's it. No, Andrew is also completely exiled from the royal family. He's not gonna be a part of any of the royal family events anymore. There's even talk that Andrew and Sarah Ferguson are not even going to be invited for Christmas anymore at Sandringham. It's done. It's over. Game over. That's it. And because Prince William has been reported by numerous people, as I've shown you with the receipts, as him being the architect behind stripping Andrew of his titles and exiling him, this article here from GB News is more pertinent now more than ever, as here it's also outlining that Prince William is determined to also exile Hazza as well. So an insider revealed, quote, Prince William is more determined than ever to cut Harry off altogether. That Prince William is infuriated that his brother has pulled off a 12-month master plan to try and re-ingratiate himself. The insider explaining to the Daily Mail, Prince William is back at the point where if you mention Prince Harry in his presence, he would throw you out of the room. And adding, he's doubling down. And so further reports have come about that mirror essentially what he has done with Prince Andrew behind the scenes. Here, the signs Prince William will never reunite with desperate brother Harry, and how he's set to go nuclear and strip him of his royal title when he takes the throne. You see, Prince William hasn't even taken the throne yet. And you've got various people, right? Various sources speaking out on camera saying that Prince William was the main driving force behind Prince Andrew losing his titles. That's before Prince William even gets to the throne. So this article, I believe more than ever, once Prince William gets to the throne, if he's got the balls and the whatsits to remove Andrew's titles, and he's not even sitting on the throne, just you wait until Prince William is on the throne. Hazza and Megxie are not going to like it one bit. Source claiming, quote, Prince William has made up his mind. He isn't going to patch things up with Harry. The rift runs too deep. And for William, loyalty and duty come first. He feels Harry has betrayed him. Another insider explaining, the king might long for a closer relationship with his grandchildren, but William isn't willing to forgive. Harry's book and public comments left deep wounds, particularly for Catherine. William feels Harry and Meghan put money and publicity ahead of family. Something that you can also accuse both Andrew and Sarah Ferguson of doing as well, especially when you read that book entitled by Andrew Lowney. I can't say this enough. Read it. I recommend you all buy it if you haven't done so already. I don't get any commission from this. No, nothing, right? The book is that good. It really, really is. Like, damn, it's that good. And now you've got this palace insider claiming, quote, William has the nuclear option. He could strip Harry and Meghan of their HRH titles or even push to remove the dukedom. There's precedent for it, and it would make clear they're outside the institution. Yeah, there's precedent for it now, for definite, seeing as Prince William has done exactly the same thing, according to many sources that I've just brought to you guys and you've just heard from. Prince William was the main driving force, they're all saying, behind Prince Andrew, him losing his titles and his HRH. The precedent has been set with Prince Andrew. This report is more believable now more than ever. As Prince William gets to the throne, he's going to do exactly the same thing. He's done it before now with Prince Andrew. He's going to do it again with Megxie and Hazza. I believe this 100% now. Do you guys? And so further reports have come in where it's saying that Prince William is going to go even one step beyond this. As reports are saying here that he's also looking into potentially removing Hazza also from the line of succession. Now, I don't know how much I really believe that, but the report is out there, right? So I'm going to tell you that. And so now that it's being reported that with the precedent set of Andrew losing his titles and Hazza and Megxie potentially being next, that they've now suffered another blow as a result of all of this, as a result of Andrew losing his titles, thanks mainly to Prince William. And it's this. Harry suffers another blow. Prince Andrew will continue receiving protection despite being stripped of all titles. And so here, royal expert Christopher Anderson claimed that even though he, like Harry, is no longer a working royal, it appears that he will continue to receive royal protection. If that's the case, not a freaking chance am I happy with that. Not a chance at all. Bog off. I don't want any of my tax-paying money going towards Prince Andrew now. Not a chance. Not a chance. He can bog off, just like Azza and just like Megxie at this point. Now, you will have noticed recently, right, the attacks in the press against Prince William and Princess Catherine. And the theory goes that these attacks are essentially from Azza and Megxie. That's the theory, right? Now, as Queer Lips of Truth says right here on X, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is why Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been attacking Prince William and Princess Catherine. Prince William is the steel, no-nonsense one that will cut them all out if they F up and they know it. And on this channel, I reported to you guys a few months back that Prince William reportedly has taken over the role that Prince Philip used to have before he passed away. That Prince William is now seen as the authoritarian, the one that keeps everyone in line, just like Prince Philip used to do when he was with us. So yeah, from that article, with what Queer Lips of Truth is saying here, it all jives as far as I'm concerned. And so, yeah, I get that, don't you? Before we continue, Carol, thank you so much for that very kind $9.99 sugar bucks, saying they took care of Andrew first, now they can mount pressure on Harry and Meghan. Exactly. And what I'm going through with you guys all here is a story as to what actually happened with Prince Andrew's titles, the reactions to all of it. Well, all the reactions that I'm showing you are all saying something very similar throughout it all, which is that Prince William is the driving force behind Prince Andrew losing all his titles. That does not bode well for Harry and Megxie, because reports have been coming through for months now that I've been bringing you, that once Prince William ascends to the throne, Harry and Megxie can say bye-bye to those titles. And if the reports are true that Prince William was the driving force between the removal of Andrew's titles, being there, done that, got the T-shirt, he could certainly do it again, can't he? Because he knows what to do now. And all the reports that are coming through saying that once Prince William ascends to the throne, Harry and Megxie can say bye-bye to the titles. I believe that now more than ever before. Now that the precedent has been set with Andrew losing his titles, and the royal reactions, all saying a lot of things, but one very distinct common thread going through that they're all saying together is that Prince William was the driving force behind Andrew's title removals. Now, before I get on to what you guys are saying in the live chat, let me leave you with what Angela Levin says here when asked if Harry and Megxie should now follow suit and lose their titles. Here we go.
But why doesn't the king then use that same tactic on Harry? For different reasons, obviously, but Harry has, in a sense, betrayed the royal family with the books and this and that. Why doesn't the king do that to him? Because then Meghan Markle would no longer be the Duchess of Sussex.
Well, I would love that to happen.
Me too.
I liked Harry very much. I spent a lot of time with him, but I think that he's now turned so nasty, and Meghan has turned so nasty that they shouldn't be. But this is with it to do with sex and young girls, and I think that's very different from somebody who is actually extremely rude and telling you things which not many people actually believe. I'm not saying that he should keep him. I think it's a very good opportunity to do the same thing with him, and I'm sure he's sweating because he doesn't want that, because half of him is pretending he wants to come back and half of him is saying he absolutely doesn't, and he's back on the courts trying to get money again for when his protection when he comes here. But it's not quite as bad as William.
Well, of course, Andrew would deny all allegations again, and he has done so far.
Yep. Hazard and Megxie should now follow suit and lose their titles. And with everything that I've just gone through with you guys, it is a more realistic proposition than ever before. Prince William behind the scenes can make sure that Prince Andrew can lose his titles. He knows now what to do to now make sure that Hazard and Megxie lose their titles as well. Shaz, thank you so much for the £10 sugar bucks. Very, very generous of you. Thank you so much. Saying Meghan will turn around and say that the royal family are trying to diminish the spare. Basically, they'll no longer exist. And because Andrew and Harry are the spare, that's going to be her argument to it all. Let it be. Let it be. When you look at the polls, Hazard and Megxie are one of the least most popular members of the royal family. The only person that's worse than them is Prince Andrew. So if they lose their royal titles, you think we're going to lose much sleep over it? Not a freaking chance. The only ones that are really going to kick up a fuss, as ever, will be the Sussex squad and the bots. And who really pays attention to those nut jobs these days? Do you know what I mean, right? But with that being said, I'm going to go through a few of your comments in the live stream. As ever, anyone that sends super chat sticker, member only chats, your chats are guaranteed to be read out. Anyone else, I'll just pick and choose what stands out to me, but your chats are not guaranteed to be read, so please do bear that in mind. Also as well, if you haven't done so already, if you want more streams like this and more misadventures of the gruesome twosome, then please make sure, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd. Like, share, comment down below if you're watching on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever. But let's get into the live chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. Lisa Mack says, Prince William does not suffer fools. No, he does not. He really, really does not. And he's just proven that he can get titles removed from a high-level member of the royal family, the brother of the king. You think that Prince William is going to stutter to now remove the title from his brother? Not a freaking chance. Not a chance in hell. Katrina says, if Harry and Meghan lose their titles, then their children would keep them because they're the grandchildren of the monarch. So this is where it gets a little bit murky, right? Because Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson have lost their titles, but the reports are coming in that Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie have not lost their titles, which, to be fair, I'm okay with for now. We'll see what happens. But at the moment, with the information that's out there, let me put it this way. The children shouldn't suffer for the sins of their parents. And I would use the same logic for Archie and Lily. Archie and Lily should not suffer the sins of their parents. See where I'm coming from there? Sarge is right. Having a title is a right, not a privilege. Absolutely. Annie says, Andrew has not been stripped of his titles. He's just voluntarily not going to use them. Not good enough. Yeah, I went through that right at the beginning of this live stream. There was a gentleman, a royal commentator called Rafe online on X, and he gave a very much an in-depth kind of situation of what actually has happened with his titles, and you are right. They have been put into abeyance, so it's legally binding. He's technically got the titles, but he's not allowed to use them really in any way, shape or form, and it's legally binding. Something that really Hazard and Megxie should have been put into, really, at the end of the day, but they must have learned from Hazard and Megxie because they're not making the same mistake with Andrew. That is for certain, you know what I mean? Catherine Hennessy Hunt says it's time to remove Andrew, Hazard, Megxie and the children from the Raw website. Yup, absolutely. Just reducing Hazard and Megxie's, what would you call it? Kind of information on the website, on the royal website, is not good enough. They reduced it, right? Hazard and Megxie used to have a page each. Now they have one together, and what is written about them is significantly decreased, right? Yeah. Not good enough. Not good enough. Remove, remove, remove. Yes. Simple Man says the House of York and Sussex are crumbling down. I would definitely say so. Absolutely. Let's see. Lisa Mack says, without the title, what she is nothing. I agree. Megsy relies on this title way too much. Way too much for commercial ventures, which if you are to believe the Sandringham Agreement and what's in it, she's not supposed to do that. She's not supposed to use her title for commercial gain, but that seemingly is what she's doing. So what the deuce, right? What else you guys are saying? Annie says, Prince Andrew is a narcissist according to H.G. Tudor. Narcs are pathological liars. I absolutely adore H.G. Tudor. He knows a thing or two when it definitely comes to narcissists. Another content creator that I absolutely adore, that is an expert on narcissism, is Real the Narc. She's an absolute ledge, that lass, and I'm very, very lucky to call her my friend. So make sure you're following both of them here on YouTube, to be fair. But yeah, I'm not surprised at all that H.G. Tudor is calling Prince Andrew a narcissist. Because what I've learned from H.G. Tudor is that with narcissists, they don't feel that they've done anything wrong, right? And if you just don't get it, then you're the one in the wrong for not understanding in the first place. It's a very skewed way of thinking, but that's how they operate. It's very scary, really, to be fair. Very, very scary, to be fair. Moira says, trembling in the chambers of Montecito. That's kind of made me chuckle a little bit because I'm rewatching Lord of the Rings right now with Mr. Fox. I say I'm rewatching it. Mr. Fox is watching it for the first time ever. I know, right? Freaking, he's 38 years old and not once watched the Lord of the Rings film. The film, right? So yeah. I'm changing that wrong into a right. Very, very fast indeed. So yeah, when you put in trembling in the chambers of Montecito, I was like, yeah, that's very Lord of the Rings-esque right now for me. So thanks for that. Appreciate it. Grace says, the Sussexes are awfully quiet. Aren't they just, right, guys? They are trembling. Absolutely trembling in the chambers of Montecito. I love it. Chris Mills, thank you so much for the very generous £10 sugar buck, saying great research. Thank you. Buonanotte, dormi bene, Steph. Oh, thank you, Chris. Buonanotte, buonanotte. Let's see what else you guys are saying. So, before we continue any further, there were a couple of messages before the live stream even started that I wanted to get onto at this point. So do bear with me as I just scroll up here. So, Aussie Queen of the Ruse, leader for 21 months. Thank you so much for your continued support. Saying so glad to be here. Love the community. Thank you so much. And again, thank you so much for the PayPals behind the scenes. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. And the Sarge, wow, what a ledge. Leader for the last 28 months, saying, Olivia and Georgie and I missed you. Love you heaps. I missed you guys too. Thank you so much. But like I said, I needed a few days mental health days, just to shut off. I was working a little bit behind the scenes, don't get me wrong, guys, but with everything going on, it had to happen, unfortunately. So there we go. Let's see what else you guys are saying now that I'm caught up for the notes before the live stream started. Let's have a gander here. So, Through the Looking Glass channel says, with or without the titles, Andrew, Harry and Meghan are not going to change. No, they're not going to change. However, the one thing they can't do is use their titles. Well, Andrew can't anyway. Harry and Meghan, oh, that's happening now. More than ever before, I am freaking convinced it's happening. It's happening. Andrew is just the tester for the real kind of show, which is the removal of Hazard and Meg's titles. Mark me words. Mark me words. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Scrolling down. Happy says, even Americans can't stand Megxie. I know, but you guys can keep her because she's yours anyway. She was born in America. She's American. She's all yours. All yours. Don't worry about it. We have enough alleged narcissistic nutbags from hell here in the UK. You can keep yours. You can keep yours, all right? We're Gucci. We're Gucci. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Aussie Queen of the Moon says, love Lord of the Rings. Me too. I'm still surprised Mr. Fox has never watched it. We're just towards the end of the first one, Fellowship of the Ring. So, yeah. And then we're going to get on to the Two Towers. Oh, my goodness. I'm just showing him the normal cut to begin with. And then, oh, my goodness, I will introduce him to the extended cut for all three later down the line. But right now, I'm proper nerding out here, aren't I? But right now, I'm just introducing him to the standard Lord of the Rings version. So there we go. Kizzy Arsenu, thank you so much for the $2 sugar buck saying it's monkey time. Yes, it is. My goodness. Whenever we reach every like of 500, so 500 likes, 1,000 likes, 1,500 likes, so on and so forth, we achieve a monkey. So get your dancing monkey shoes on, guys, for this one. I love that tune. I love that tune. Yes. Thank you so much to everyone that's hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, please do so. It's completely free and it helps support this channel and this community. Being completely 100% honest with you as always, guys, the more you guys like a stream or a video that you watch here on YouTube, the more then that YouTube looks at that video and stream and thinks, wow, it's got so many likes, and it'll promote that video and stream even more to a wider audience, so even more people get to see the content and get to join the channel and the community. And so, yeah, if you can't, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter, if you can't send a super chat to your favorite creator, absolutely fair enough. Least you guys can do, if you do appreciate the content, hit that like button. Takes you 2 seconds, and seriously, it does so much for the content creator. You have no idea. That 2 seconds of you just clicking that like button, it does wonders for a content creator and their channel. And I'm not blowing smoke up your backside there. Like, it is absolutely freaking completely true. So there you go, guys. Let's see what else you guys are saying before I finish for today's live stream. You're so kind, Steph. You are so kind. What the hell? Do that. Do that. Come on. Let's see. Barbara Ripas says, will Hazard still be Prince Henry, which will make Megzilla Princess Henry? So, yeah. If Prince William does what I think he's definitely going to do now, which is when he ascends to the throne, remove Hazard and Meg's titles of the Sussex and whatnot. Because he's done it with Prince Andrew. So he's already done the practice run with Prince Andrew. He knows what to do now, right? Hazard and Megxie are next. For me, remove the titles, but not his prince title. Because again, Harry was born a prince. That's his bloodline. That's his blood right, birthright, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is, right? So for me, take his titles, but keep his prince, right? And if that happens, then yes. Harry's first name's actually Henry, but I'm just going to refer to him as Harry because that's what everyone knows him as and that's what he calls himself, right? So Prince Harry will be known as Prince Harry, but if Megxie wanted to use any title whatsoever, then it would have to be technically Princess Henry. So I did a video a couple of years ago now. I remember doing this, and it was in response to the Sussex squad. They're morons for a lot of reasons, right? One of the reasons is that they love to call Megxie Princess Meghan. Problem is, they're stupid on two fronts. Firstly, Megxie is not a princess in her own right. You can only be a princess in your own right, basically, in two scenarios in the royal family. Either A, you're born a princess, i.e. Princess Eugenie, or B, you get the Princess of Wales title. That's it. Other than that, nah, you're not going to be known as a princess in your own right. And so here, she wouldn't be known, she's never known as Princess Meghan. She would never be called Princess Meghan. If she's going to be using the princess title, it would have to be Princess Henry. She has to take on her husband's name. And as a self-confessed feminist, this, that, and the other, you really think she's going to do that? Not a freaking chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. No. If she could, I bet $1 million freaking bucks she would have done it by now. Absolutely. To be known as a princess, the same as Princess Catherine, you think that she wouldn't go there? Of course she freaking well would. Come on, guys. So, yeah. When Prince William takes away the titles, because like I said, it's now when, not if, it's happening. Hazard will still be known as Prince Harry or Prince Henry, but Megxie, her Duchess of Sussex, is gone. And if she wants to use any title, she can only use the title that's remaining with Hazard, which is the Prince title. And again, it's not Princess Meghan, it's Prince Henry. She's screwed. She's screwed. The clock is now ticking. And with the clock ticking, I predict, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that you are going to see a flurry of action from Megxie trying to milk the Duchess of Sussex title for all it's worth commercially at this point. She's going to go ham on this now. That's actually going to make it worse for her. So there we go. Exactly. Big SM in the chat. Hey up, mate. Exactly like Princess Michael of Kent, keeping her husband's name. Exactly. She's not a princess in her own right. She's not a blood princess. So if she is going to call herself a princess, she can only go along the name of her husband, who is a blood prince, a blood member of the royal family. There you go. You're getting it. You're getting it. Let's see. What? No, dude! Really? Hang on. Whoa. Project. Really? Oh, dude! Congratulations! Project Metal Music hit 1,000 subs! Ah, yes! Get on with your bad sen head mod! Yes! Oh my goodness, congratulations, mate! Oh, wow! Welcome to the next YouTube leveling up there. Summit Theus, my friend. Well done to you. So proud of you, mate. Well done. If you're not subscribed to Project Man Music, just get it done. We support each other. We don't bring each other down. We lift each other up. That is the way we go here. My goodness, let me just spam the chat right now. Just subscribe to him. He does so much for this community, modding and everything, guys. You've no idea. And he's such a friendly dude. And UK represent. Yeah. Subscribe to him right now. I've just spammed the chat with his link because it's my channel and I can spam if I want to. No. But yes, I'm so happy for you, mate. Yes. Oh, that is wonderful news. Well done to Project Metal Music. She's the freaking bed, dude. You're doing well. Well done. See the smile right now. I'm so happy and proud of you, dude. Wow. Oh, I remember when I first hit 1,000 subscribers here on Stef The Alter Nerd. I started the channel in April, and I think it was like August time. It was about 3-4 months before I hit 1,000 subscribers, and went next level YouTube legit, and fully monetized and all that lot. And it was like the most amazing kind of milestone to like ever achieve at that point, and it was so much fun. So head mod, enjoy this moment, dude. Freaking deserve it, mate. You really, really do. Let's see what else you guys are saying before we go for today's live stream. Joanne Lynn says, would love to be a fly on the wall in Montecito. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Colleen Donahue has just subscribed. Well done. Aussie Queen of the Roo says, I'm blessed to be a mod on Head Mod's channel. Well, if that's the case, dude, you know, if Head Mod, right, of this channel has chosen you to mod his channel, then that's all I need. Show off your blue wrench now. Go on, show off your blue wrench, tail feathers, Aussie Queen of the Moons. You're now a mod here as well. Well done. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. It's just like a sign of respect. Seeing as the head mod here modded you on his channel, and that's all I need to know, dude. That's all I need to know. But yeah, welcome to the mod squad, Aussie Queen of the Moons. Appreciate you first, mate. Okay, with that being said, do you know what? Let's end it there. Let's end it there on a fantastic freaking note. With that being said, thank you so, so much to everyone that's joined me live and kept me company right to the end. You guys rock. Thank you so much to everyone that's hit that like button, that's subscribed to this channel. Thank you so much to everyone that's been able to, of course, send me a few sugar bucks my way to help me reinvest back into this channel and pay the bills. I appreciate your face. Thank you so much to everyone that's subscribed to this channel. Just to remind you, tomorrow, guys, 6 o'clock UK time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern, join me on Political Nerds, my second channel. I'm going to be going live for an emergency red alert broadcast. It has just got a hell of a lot worse for Keir Starmer. The clock is ticking down. There is no way now but to freaking resign. And not only that, dissolve Parliament and call for an emergency general election. It's where it's going. It is where it's going. It has to. It has to. I'm going to break it all down tomorrow as to what the frick has been going on with this Chinese spy scandal that's been going on, and the government and their involvement in how a Chinese spy trial in the UK collapsed because of the government. You think this is some kind of freaking plot for a movie? No. It's real life, and it's just got a hell of a lot worse for Starmer. In other words, he's freaking screwed. So join me tomorrow, 6 o'clock UK time, live, 1 o'clock Eastern, for an emergency red alert broadcast on Political Nerds. I'll be bringing you your usual Hazza and Megzy stories, the misadventures of Hazza and Megzy, here on Stef The Alter Nerd tomorrow as well. So check out the content here on this channel as well that I'll be bringing you. My goodness. Couple of thank yous. Shaz, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the last 31 months. Saying congrats to Jess and the head mod. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Shaz. And Lizzie B, thank you so much for being so generous and gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to the lucky alter nerd leader. Thank you to Lizzie B. With that being said, that is it for today's live stream. I'm back. Let's get this show on the road, right, guys? Enjoy the rest of your week, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you tomorrow. Laters, guys.